everyone, welcome to my first studio session video. Today I'll be doing a digital painting in Photoshop of Eileen Gu. It's not going to be an hyper-realistic or anything like that, it's just a fun illustration playing with some watercolor brushes with my Wacom tablet. So let's get into it. In most of my illustrations I start with a composition in Photoshop. And once I'm happy with that, I begin sketching the baselines, and then I move into the painting process, which is for me the fun part. While I paint, I want to talk about something that I think we all struggle with as creatives, which is starting and putting ourselves out there. I recently started reading The Artist's Way for the second time. It's a book course by Julia Cameron about rediscovering yourself as a creative, and I honestly really recommend it because it helps a lot, and some of the ideas I want to bring on today's topic of discussions are basically inspired by that reading and combined by my thoughts. Like, one concept that stayed with me is something that she calls shadow artists. Shadow artists are basically people who are deeply connected to art and creativity, but who never fully go for it. For example, someone who always dreamed of being an artist and ends up working as an art director in advertising or as a graphic designer, which you might say, it is close, it's basically the same. No, it's not the same thing. It's something that is close to art, but it's not exactly the same thing. Or someone who dreams of being a copywriter, of being a writer, and ends up becoming a copywriter in advertising or something else, if you know what I mean. She also says something really interesting that made me think. She says that audacity is often more important than talent when it comes to succeeding as an artist. And if you think about that, it's so true. Like, sometimes the people who succeed are simply the ones who are brave enough to put themselves out there even before they feel ready. And they can improve along the way. They can improve over time, right? Meanwhile, there are incredibly talented people who never start because they overthink everything. And the truth is that there are people with probably half your skills living the life you dream of simply because they started, not because they were better. So starting is hard. I totally get it. It really is. Putting your work out there can feel terrifying at times because the doubts and fear start showing up and your mind starts telling you things like, what if I'm not good enough? What if people would judge my work? What if nobody cares? That's a huge one for me personally. And so on and so on. So we wait until we feel ready. But the truth is that we will probably never feel ready. Waiting for the perfect moment is basically waiting forever. As artists, our style evolves, our technique changes, our interests shifts as well, and that's actually part of the process, and it's totally fine. And honestly, I'm guilty on this too, because for more than 10 years I kind of ignored what my soul was actually calling me to do. I work as an art director and designer, which is part of the creative industry, but deep down it wasn't what truly made me happy. So even deciding to start this YouTube channel took me a long time to decide. I kept telling myself things like, maybe when my studio looks nicer, maybe when I have more work to show, or maybe when my style is more defined, and etc, etc, etc. But at some point I realized something very simple. if I keep waiting, I will never start. So here I am, trying to create a space for like-minded creatives who are also figuring things out as they go. And in a way, this painting also connects with that idea. Because the girl from this painting, she didn't appear as an Olympic champion overnight, right? She started somewhere. She trained hard, she showed up, and the most important thing is that she never gave up. She trusted in herself and in her skills. So that's also very inspiring. And on the other hand, I think every artist we admire also has a lot of imperfect sketches behind their best work. Sometimes we stop because we want to jump straight to step 1000 instead of getting to step 1 first. So baby steps, right? When we take one small step and then another one, it starts feeling less intimidating, and eventually you build something simply by continuing. So, if you're thinking about starting an art account, posting your work online, building a portfolio, and starting a creative career, or even starting a YouTube channel, my advice is simple. Just start. Start messy, start imperfect, start before you feel ready. Because clarity usually comes after action, not before. And getting back to this painting, like, it might not be like something perfect, for there are other people probably that will do this 3,000 times better, right? But this is a way of me documenting my process here as well. Like, I know that I will eventually get better and master this. And if I stuck in this case and start thinking about that, it's not perfect, it's not good enough yet, etc., etc., it's the same thing. I will be stuck forever and never posting, because in our minds of being perfectionist, we are never 100% happy, because we always think like, okay, we can improve, and of course we can improve, but I think that also showing what we are doing is a way of inspiring others as well, right? So yeah, I'll probably keep making videos like this, studio session types, where I paint and talk about creativity, art, freelancing, maybe books too, and giving my thoughts. And yeah, because sharing ideas I think is also nice, and creating a community. I think that I might also make some tutorial type videos if that's something that you'll be interested in. So let me know. If this sounds interesting to you, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you're starting something creative right now, I would love to know what it is. We are all figuring this out together, right? I think that the video is finishing now. I think you can take a look of how the final illustration ends up at the end. And thanks for watching, and I hope you like the final illustration, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!